Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is, wherever you find me. I am Jenna Ross. I am the owner of Spiritually Savage Mindset Strategy Coaching. I am a psychic medium, channeler, card reader, spiritual coach, spiritual guide, helper with all things spiritual. So if you need a private reading or spiritual support or help with your gifts or help learning to speak to your soul and stop overthinking, hit the description below and you can schedule all of them. This is going to be a collective talk because I like doing those, but I'm going to tell you right now, the full moon in Aquarius has been to open the throat chakra, and I already have no problem speaking my truth. So there's a lot of truth being dropped, and if you watch the channel, you'll know last week was not kind. It was not sugar-coated. It was a lot of truth being channeled that needed to be heard and needed to be spoken aloud. There is a lot of propaganda going on right now in our spiritual community. And one of the biggest propagandas that we have going on is something called spiritual bypassing. If you don't know what spiritual bypassing is, a lot of people consider it a lot of different things, but I'm going to sum it up to you like this. It is anything that negates the work. Okay? Anything that negates the spiritual work that needs to be done, the internal work that needs to be done, that is spiritual bypassing. Some people associate the love and light spirituality, the trendy spirituality, the I do as I want spirituality, I don't need guidance spirituality. All of that is absolutely spiritual bypassing, because we as spiritualists have always had communities. We've had covens, we've had tribes. Your religious sects have churches. We learn from each other. We can't go rogue. Now, individually, your soul is your GPS, and your soul tells you what to do, and your soul tells you your direction. Yes. But we need guidance. All of us do. And if you don't know how to listen to your soul properly, or if you're not aware of what you're listening to, then you can go real astray. And this spiritual bypassing is a way to get away from actually doing the work. There's a lot of people doing the spiritual things to look spiritual. I'm buying crystals, and I'm making moon water, and I'm learning to do spells, and all of this other stuff. And I'm trying to do card reading and those kind of things, doing yoga and learning to meditate and, doing salt baths and all these different things. And they think that is the work. And it's not. It is doing things to look spiritual, but it's not the actual work. The actual work is internal, and it is messy, and it is difficult. It's simple, but not easy. Okay? A lot of the work sounds super simple, but it's not easy work. And there's a lot of people who like to focus on the positive, power of positive thinking. And so I can't process and do the work because that's focusing on the negative. That's not what that is. Healing has a positive vibration. It has a healing vibration. Just because you're not focused on all the positive things, the actual unpacking and the actual work is a high vibration, even though it looks messy. It looks like you're crying all the time. It is the actual work. Okay? It is way more high vibrational than focusing on the positive. I always talk about processing as if it's cleaning a messy garage. So if I sit in the living room and pretend my garage isn't there and speak positively about how great my garage looks and how well organized it is without going in there and actually doing the work, that is still not getting anything done. And so the vibration is still low because the house is still not getting cleaned. The toxins are still there. The garbage is still there, and it's still stinking the place up. Okay? You recognize people's spiritual growth and their spiritual path by their fruit. Okay? You will know. Somebody said to me during this week, you know, there was a lot of bypassing going on in one of my client conversations, lots of bypassing. And it was about, you know, past lives and how they were shamanic healers and, you know, all this other stuff. And I was like, that's all well and good that people have read and told you that. But what work are you doing in this life? What fruit are you showing? You know what I mean? And they said, well, the light, only the other people who are awakened can see that light. And I'm going to say that's the biggest load of garbage I have ever heard in my life. People who have light in their house, if you have all the lights on, if you have power, and somebody brings over a flashlight, you don't see that light. You know why? Because you don't need it. You have your own damn light. Okay, we can recognize that people have light. We can look out the window, and in the dark, what do we see? Other people have power, and we go, look at those people. Look at their light. You only see light in the darkness. Okay, so the people who are not awakened are the people who are meant to see your light. The other people will recognize your light, yes. And they will go, those people have light, look at them. And we'll wave at each other and we'll say, hey, that's where the light is. I have my own light. I'm going to stay over here and I'm going to help the other people in the darkness. Okay? But don't say that the people who are not awakened and in the dark can't see my light. Only other people. That's garbage. It's not the way light works. It's not the way the fruit will work. Okay, the people who are not awakened will see your fruit and go, what the heck is up with that person? That is not how you live. That's not normal. Like, how do they have all this stuff happen to them and they still smile and get through it? And how do they have such an amazing attitude? And, you know, there are people that will gravitate to you that are still asleep, that are waking up, and they'll say, I want that. And those are the people that you're supposed to connect with. Those are the people that you're supposed to show. You're not supposed to help them. You're not supposed to heal them. You're supposed to inspire them to do the work themselves. But if you're not doing the work, then they don't have an example. Okay? Your excuses are a huge way to spiritual bypass. Okay? I don't allow excuses from my clients. I don't. They pay me a lot of money. And I keep you accountable. And if you have a ton of excuses and are not doing the work, I'm not going to accept your money. I'm not going to leave you a time on my calendar. You know why? Because there are people who actually need me. There are people who are actually ready to do the work and not make excuses. It is not my job to talk you into healing. It is not my job to heal you. It is my job to hold your hand and to hold the light for you as we go into the darkness. And you may have a little flashlight, but I may have a big lantern or a big spotlight. I have much more perspective than you do because I'm not stuck in it. Okay? So when you come with excuses and I give you a bunch of different things, when other people mention things to you and you immediately nut up and want to fight with them or say, that's just the way that I am. I can't change that. That's the way I've always been. I just don't understand. Like, I'm slow learning. I can't hear my soul. I don't have any gifts. Those are ways to like build walls and spiritual bypass. Those are the things I can't change. I'm going to change these things. I'm going to start using crystals. I'm going to start doing salt baths. I'm going to start doing yoga. I'm going to eat better foods. And that's going to make me more high vibrational. Garbage. Okay? Stop with the excuses. You need to learn to be self-aware enough to recognize your own excuses. When they start to fall out your mouth, you go, oh, that's an excuse. By the way, just because something is valid does not make it not an excuse. We do not accept excuses in my tribe with my clients. We only come with solutions. Okay, great. You've never done it this way before. How are we going to do it? Okay, great. This is an obstacle. How are we getting around it? Okay, great. You've always thought this way. How are we changing that? We don't come with excuses. We come with solutions. All right. The other one is I've tried it and it doesn't work. I tried meditating. It doesn't work for me. I tried yoga. It doesn't work for me. I've tried relaxation. It doesn't work for me. I'm an overthinker. And that's just the way I am. We just can't. There are no stop points. There's nothing that's set in stone. Your reality is what you tell yourself it is. What you've programmed your mind to believe is what you're going to believe. So if you believe you can't change from those points, or you believe those things don't work for you, then they will not. Whether you believe that you're right or you believe that you're wrong, you're correct. Because you're only going to believe what you tell you. Okay? And you're going to build evidence to support that. It's the way it works. Overthinking is a huge one. You get stuck in your brain and you can't get out. You have to stop that, because that's not where your soul is. That is programming. Everything that you're thinking and obsessing on and that's giving you these excuses, speaking to you with fear and doubt, it's overthinking. It's programming. It is all what we are here to overcome. And that is the spiritual work. Okay, the other one is only accepting the positive things about yourself. Again, with the love and light. I only accept the positive. I only look at other people with positive. I only look at them with love. And we look at doing the work as somehow, negating somebody else's responsibility. The things in our life that happen to us, all of them are not our fault, but they are absolutely our responsibility to heal. Another way to spiritual bypass is being a victim and blaming other people and saying that us doing the work to heal ourselves is them not taking responsibility or us not holding them responsible for what happened. How about we take responsibility for our healing? We are not blaming us. We are not blaming them, because blame is just shame, our shame, pointed at other people. It's an excuse to not move forward. It's an excuse not to heal. So when we feel like a victim to our circumstances, to our financial situation, to all of these things, to another person, to our past, to our history, to our parents, to whatever, it's spiritual bypassing. Also claiming that your gifts cause you to be a victim, or that your gifts cause you to feel more than other people. And so my gifts cause me to be a victim, so I can't do X, Y, and Z. This is all spiritual bypassing. Okay? Your gifts are yours to help you heal. They are not there to make life heavier. Okay? And if you're using them that way, they're an excuse. And you're not using them at all. You're just hanging them like a medal around your neck and claiming that that makes you more spiritual. Empaths are clairsentients. Clear feeling. We do not feel things deeper. We feel things clearer. Which means we are supposed to see them and feel them without the fog, without the noise, without attributing human trauma to them. Which means we should be able to step back and look at them as a third-party observer and go, oh, I'm sorry that that happened to you. But I'm not going to intake that. I'm going to understand that life has challenges, and I'm going to intake what healing I'm meant to have from that. And I'm going to recognize what energy comes to me, and I'm going to look inwardly, and then I'm going to transmute that, because that's what heals me. And by healing me, I raise the vibration of the collective, and it inspires other people to heal. The more you heal you, the more others are inspired to heal. Your job is to inspire to heal by healing you, not heal others. That's how you heal others. Healing you is how you heal others. Okay? So if you want to heal others, then stop deflecting from your own healing, distracting from your own healing, because that also is spiritual bypassing. I was put here to help others, not myself. Using my gift for me is selfish. No, using your gift for you is self-care. And that's why we're here, is to heal ourselves. Our soul's mission is to heal us so that we get further along in our mission and get closer to our true form, which is source. Okay? So if you're deflecting and saying, I'm using my gifts for me and I'm using my money for me, or, oh no, by the way, I'm not going to accept payment for my gifts or for what I'm doing, putting yourself in long suffering, putting yourself in financial situation is not self-love, and it's also spiritual bypassing. So if you're believing that you should not charge for your services because these are free gifts, everybody has gifts and talents, and we get paid for them. Okay? Your surgeons don't do it for free. They have an amazing talent and gift to not have shaky hands. They have an amazing talent and gift to stay calm in the middle of surgery and to know what they're doing in there without freaking out or grossing out or having a panic attack. And they get paid for those services. You may have an amazing gift of math, and being an accountant, you get paid well and sustain yourself well. This whole toxic belief that people's healing gifts are supposed to be for free is complete garbage. It is not balanced. Okay? Everything in the universe is about balance and energy transfer. And you cannot give and not receive. And they say, oh yes, but your village healers, they did it all for free. No, they did not. Your village healers lived in tribes and villages and communes and whatever it was that they were in at that time. And they were taken care of by the entire village. All of their living expenses were taken care of. All of their food was taken care of. Every supply that they need, somebody went and got them. Okay? People lavished them with gifts and, things to thank them and show gratitude. And that is what your payment is gratitude in all arenas. Your payment is gratitude for the services that you receive. It's an energy exchange. Back then, money was not even a thing in some cases. It was all the barter system. So they were all taken care of. Your healers have always accepted an energy exchange. And if you think that you're supposed to be giving your services away and be long-suffering and not self-caring, because any time that you're taking advice from a spiritualist or a spiritual guide, a spiritual helper, you should not be taking advice from anyone that you do not want your life to look like theirs. Okay? If you want to be happy like the person that you're taking advice from, that's the person you want. You want to take relationship advice from the people who have a relationship that looks like you, or from somebody that has a perspective on relationships where they're not needy or codependent or whatever. You want to take financial advice from somebody who is doing financially well. You want to take advice from people that are thriving, and you should be able to tell that by the fruit in their life. Okay? Do not take spiritual advice from somebody that will not accept payment for their services. They are not thriving. Okay? And you should want to show gratitude and also invest in your own healing. If you're not invested in your own healing, then that also is spiritual bypassing. Because if you really want to do the work, you will put it out into the universe and say, I want to do the work and I want somebody who can support me, and I in turn want to be able to support them. Send me what I need to be able to take care of them so that they can help me take care of me. Okay? We need to learn the gratitude thing and the energy exchange thing. We need to stop all this toxic nonsense that money is bad and that abundance is bad and that we should all be long-suffering and just helping people for free and emptying our cup onto everybody and not keeping anything for ourselves. If your house is on fire and you have a hose in your hand and you're using it to water your neighbor's plants, people are going to drive by and think you're an idiot. Nobody wants to take advice from that person. They're letting their entire life burn down and mean nothing just so they don't have to use their own water for their own selves. Okay? And meanwhile, they're overwatering their neighbor's plants because their neighbor's watering their plants too, and their plants are dying because they're overwatered. Okay? Put your house out. Make sure your house is in good order, and then give to your neighbors from the abundance. That is the energy exchange. If you are not allowing receiving, then you will run out. What you will be giving will be projecting your issues onto other people. Okay? Your beliefs about lack, your beliefs about not receiving, your beliefs about, not being able to survive with your gifts or doing what your soul wants you to do. We are not meant to do something our soul doesn't want to do. It would be ridiculous for me to not receive any kind of money exchange for the healing and stuff that I help people to find, and then go and do a 9-to-5 job just so I could make ends meet. I would be able to take fewer clients, and I would be exhausted, and I would be projecting my lack mentality and my self-worth issues onto other people because I'm not feeding me. I'm not filling my cup with what my soul path is, with my soul purpose is. So a lot of you are coming up and recognizing your gifts and not understanding that these gifts are here to help the collective and that you should be able to live off of your gifts just like you should be able to if math was your gift, if woodworking was your gift, if architecture was your gift, if drawing was your gift, whatever your gift is, that's meant to be used to sustain you in life and to feed your soul so that you can feed others from the overflow. But if you are having to do other things to patch and scrape and beg, borrow, and steal, then your gift is diminished. It's not as powerful. Okay? We need to stop the spiritual bypassing. We need to stop, as witches, we need to also stop not doing the work and just thinking a spell will patch it. Spells are not going to work if you're meant to do the work. Okay? There is no magic pill. Spirituality, any spirituality, is about doing the work. So stop bypassing, stop causing other people to trip on their journey, and really dig into what you are supposed to be doing. Let's really, really look into some of these beliefs that we've been perpetuating. Let's really, really look into some of the stuff that we are projecting onto other people and how we are deflecting and distracting and just avoiding the damn work. Because the work is why you're here. You can avoid it all you want, but you're going to perpetuate it in the next life, okay? It doesn't go away. It's going to stay here until you do the work. So you might as well get it over with now so that you don't waste a bunch of lives trying to figure out what you're supposed to be doing, okay? You're supposed to be doing the work, okay? So stop distracting yourself and do the damn work. No more spiritual bypassing. All right? I love you guys. Sorry I'm so hard on you lately. See you tomorrow.